Hi, this video is the story of Gandhari and Kunti. In the last video, we saw how Pandu, Vidur, and Dhritarashtra were born to Ambika, Ambika's maid, and to Ambalika with the help from sage Vedvyas. Bhishma takes very good care of raising all of these three kids. He teaches them all things required to become great kings. All three kids grow up quickly. Dhritarashtra was born blind. Even though he was disabled, he learned all aspects of warfare that he could. Vidura was made the chief minister who would advise the king. Pandu was chosen to become the king and not Dhritarashtra, even though Dhritarashtra was elder. But because of his disability, he was not chosen to become the king. It was time for Dhritarashtra and Pandu to get married. No king was willing to give their daughter for marriage to blind Dhritarashtra. Bhishma went with his whole army to Gandhar for a proposal for Dhritarashtra's marriage. The king of Gandhar agreed to marriage of his daughter's hand with Dhritarashtra with a heavy heart. He knew very well that if he were to decline the marriage proposal, that the whole army that Bhishma had brought would attack his kingdom. Very soon, Gandhari found out that she is going to be married to a blind king. She takes a vow to remain blindfolded for the rest of her life and takes it as a blessing to marry Dhritarashtra. Right after Dhritarashtra's wedding, it was Pandu's turn to get married. Pandu was invited to Swayamvara by King Kunti Bhoj. King Kunti Bhoj was childless. He raised his brother's daughter, Pritha. Pritha was also called by the name Kunti after King Kunti Bhoj, who had raised her. Kunti's real father was King Sura, and his brother was Vasudev, who was Lord Sri Krishna's father. So Kunti was Lord Sri Krishna's aunt. Kunti served sage Durvasa very well during his stay at Kunti Bhoj. Sage Durvasa gave Kunti a special mantra by which she could invoke any god and have a child from that god with those god's qualities. Kunti was very young and was tempted to try out if that mantra worked. Kunti invoked it on Lord Sun. Soon after the mantra was chanted, Lord Sun appeared in front of her and blessed her with a child. Kunti was not at all prepared to have a child before her marriage. She asked Lord Sun to take the child back, but that was not possible. A child was born to Kunti with Kavacha, which is a protective shield, and Kundala, which is a protective earrings in his ears. Out of society fear, given that she was not married, and just because of her lack of preparedness to be a mother, Kunti put Karna in a box and left it in the river. Adirath and Radha picked up the box and found a boy inside it. They adopted the boy and named him Karna. They raised him with lots of love, and given that they had no children, Adirath was the father of Karna. Adirath was also a charioteer to Bhishma. There was a Swayamvara for Kunti afterwards. In the Swayamvara, Kunti chose Pandu to be her husband. There are lots of insights here in this story of Gandhari and Kunti. Specifically for Gandhari, Satyavati wanted a wife for Dhritarashtra who could fill his disability that was missing in Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was missing an eye. So Satyavati's expectation was that Gandhari would fill that gap. The nature of all expectation is that it cannot be fulfilled because expectation keeps changing and everyone has an independent expectation from one's own self which they struggle to fulfill. Very soon, when we struggle to fulfill others' expectation, the relationship becomes painful. What if we could just enjoy the relationship without any expectations? That would be a wonderful world where everyone would do their best and relationships would be more rewarding and supportive, free from all expectations. Other insight being that Gandhari does not consider Dhritarashtra as disabled. She blindfolds herself because she wants to fully feel her husband's mind and feelings. Gandhari was rejected by Dhritarashtra and Satyavati when she first came blindfolded in the kingdom, but her blindfoldness was a penance similar to Bhishma's vow of lifelong celibacy. Gandhari could be considered a perfect wife, but expectations from Satyavati and Dhritarashtra caused a lot of fear in the relationship, which caused a lot of struggle, which we will see in the coming videos. Like Gandhari's decision to blindfold herself, every moment is a decision making step in our life. Every decision has an impact, good or bad. It impacts our present and our future. For an agitated mind, decision making generally causes more confusion and agitations. For an indecisive mind, there is constant battle that happens in the mind. Most decisions we take are to soothe the mind instead of solving the real problem. Decisions taken to soothe the mind causes a lot of harm. It is impossible for an unstable mind to take a correct decision. Thus, we should not take any decision to soothe the mind, but we should quieten our mind first and then take the right decision. Does King Pandu rule Hastinapur for long? To find out, stay tuned for the next video. If you would like to be notified of future videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks.